Good morning, children. Stay safely at home. Now I am starting the 11th standard lesson today. All of you are most welcome. Welcome back to science section again. And your first chapter, although it is on unit and measurement, but that is not that much interesting. So that's why I am not starting your lesson with that chapter. Rather, I am starting with the chapter dimensional analysis because it is quite interesting also, and this is important also exam wise, okay, and concept wise also important. So I'm starting with the dimensional analysis chapter. Now before discussing about the dimensional analysis and dimension of different quantities, all right, first I want to give you the we want to recall our concept on the fundamental units and derived units. I hope you can remember. There are 7 fundamental quantities. Out of that, only 3 most commonly we use. And what are the 3 fundamental quantities? Mass, length and time. Alright. Now for mass, what is the unit? Unit is, what is the SI unit of mass? SI unit of mass is kilogram, and this one SI unit of length is meter, and SI unit of time is second. Alright. So these 3 fundamental quantities and unit you have to remember. Then next one is what are the derived quantities and what are the derived units. Derived quantities are the quantities which depend on the fundamental quantities, and leaving the 7 fundamental quantities, all other quantities are derived quantity. Okay. Now the question is, what is the dimension of a physical quantity? Alright. Dimension of a physical quantity is the powers to which fundamental units are raised to express the unit of that derived physical quantity. Alright. This definition, when I'll say, I know that you have not understood that what Miss is saying. What is dimension? You are not understanding. So I am giving one example of fundamental. So I am giving one example of the fundamental. So what is the dimension of a quantity that you try to understand? Okay. Now consider the example of velocity. Alright. Now you know that velocity, you can write it as displacement. Velocity, how you can write? You can write displacement per unit time. Alright. Now here you see displacement is nothing but length. Alright. So when we write down the dimension of any quantity, then for mass we use big M, for length we use big L, and for time we use big T. Okay. So here you see, when I am writing velocity is displacement upon time, displacement is measured by length. Alright. So you can write it here length divided by time. So you see, in terms of power, I can write it is L to the power 1 and T to the power, it is 1 by T. Isn't it? So you can write it as T to the power minus 1. Alright. So you see velocity, what is the dimension of velocity? Dimension of velocity is 1 for L and minus 1 for T. Alright. Remember, dimensions are what? The powers to which the fundamental units are raised. Alright. So sometimes you do the mistake. You think that L to the power 1, T to the power minus 1 is the dimension. No. L to the power 1, T to the power minus 1 is the dimensional formula for velocity. Alright. But what are the dimensions of velocity? 1 for L and minus 1 for T. Okay, so this is the concept of dimension of a quantity, physical quantity. Means it is the powers to which the fundamental units are raised to obtain the derived unit of that quantity. Alright, so in general we can write like this: m to the power a, l to the power b and t to the power c. Suppose, as for example, I am saying this is the dimensional formula of a quantity. In that case, a is dimension of m, b is dimension of l, c is dimension of t for that particular physical quantity. Alright, so here what are the points you have to remember? These powers are the dimension. Okay, not that entire thing is the dimension. Powers are the dimension for m, l and t for that particular physical quantity. I hope this is clear to everyone. Then what does this L to the power minus 1, T to the power minus 1 representing? L to the power 1, T to the power minus 1. It is nothing but the dimensional formula. Okay. So, M to the power A, L to the power B, T to the power C. These are A, B, C are the dimensions, but whereas the entire thing is known as the dimensional formula. So, I hope what is dimension and what is the dimensional formula, it is clear to everyone. And then if you write down that velocity is equal to L to the power 1, T to the power minus 1, then this is known as the dimensional equation. Why equation? Because you know equation there are two sides. So here you see this is the left hand side and right hand side. So when you are writing like this, then that is known as the dimensional equation. Alright, so what is dimension? Definition of dimension, please do learn, and then we will do now the dimension of different physical quantities. So now we will find out the dimensional formula for some important physical quantities. Alright, now before that one instruction goes, just like the physics class you have followed till 10th standard, you should make 2 notebooks. Alright, in one notebook you will note down whatever important points I will discuss in every lecture. Alright, and another notebook you will maintain for the numerical, so for solving of numericals. Okay, so you must make 2 notebooks, new notebook, and you should maintain it. Alright, from the very first day. Now here you see what is the first physical quantity I have written? Area. Now area, you know, it is length into breadth. Alright. Now what is the dimension of length? L. And for breadth also we use L. So you see here you are getting it at L square. Alright. Sometimes we do this. Suppose here you see the area, it is not depending on mass and time. In that case we write it like this, that m to the power 0. Because you know m to the power 0 means 1, t to the power 0 is 1. So if any quantity not depending on any fundamental quantity, then we write the dimension as 0. Alright, power of that fundamental quantity as 0. So you can write L square or you can write this. If you cannot handle this, then there is no problem, you use L square only. Okay, so this is the dimensional formula for area. Now you see what will be the SI unit. From the dimensional formula one can easily find out what is the SI unit. What is the unit of length? Meter. So what is the SI unit? Meter square. Then come to the next one, volume. Volume is length into breadth into height. So you see what will be the dimensional formula for length L, for breadth also L, for height also L. So you are getting L cube. So what is the SI unit? M cube. Next one is density. Density we define it as mass by volume. Alright. So here you see you can write mass divided by volume is L cube. So you can write it as m to the power 1, L to the power minus 3. I hope you are understanding. density is mass by volume. So mass we represent it by big M, and for volume we have got it L cube. So it is M to the power 1, L to the power minus 3, because L is in the denominator. So what is the SI unit? SI unit is kg for mass kg, and for length meter. So it will be kg per meter cube. And remember, already in 9th standard, while teaching you the ways or the rules for writing the unit, I always said that instead of giving the slash, you must write down the any quantity in the denominator as a negative power. Alright, so forget to write that kg slash meter cube. You must make the habit to write kg m to the power minus 3. The next one is speed or velocity. Already we have done speed or velocity. You can write distance travelled per unit time. So distance travelled is L and time is T. So you are getting L T to the power minus 1. So what is the SI unit? L is meter and time is second. So you are getting M S to the power minus 1. Alright, then next is acceleration. Acceleration, you know what is the formula? Change in velocity divided by time. So change in velocity means nothing but the dimension of velocity. You have to write L T to the power minus 1 divided by time. Again T is coming. So you are getting L T to the power minus 2. So what is the SI unit? Meter for L meter and time is second. So M is to the power minus 2. Then next one is force. Force is mass into acceleration. So mass is M and acceleration already you have got L T to the power minus 2. Remember, when the power is 1, then we do not write. Alright. So either you can write MLT to the power minus 2, or if you want you can write M to the power 1, L to the power 1, T to the power minus 2. Both are correct. Then in that case, what is the SI unit? SI unit is kg, then length is meter, time is second, so S to the power minus 2. But you know that SI unit of force, it is after the name of scientist, it is also known as Newton. And you know this also as Newton is the name of a scientist, physicist. That's why when you are writing the full form, N should be small, but when you are writing the symbol, then it should be big N. The next one is work done. Work done, we define it as force into displacement. So you can write it force as ml T to the power minus 2 into displacement is L. So you are getting ml square T to the power minus 2. So you can write it as kg meter square S to the power minus 2, or you can write it, everybody knows SI unit of work done is joule. So again you can write it as joule and symbol will be big J because it is name of physicist. Then power. Power we define it as work done per unit time. So you see work done is ml square T to the power minus 2 divided by time. So you are getting ml square T to the power minus 3. Alright. So you can write it as kg meter square and then it is time is second. So second to the power minus 3. Again you know SI unit of power also known as watt, and it is also name of a scientist. So it should be full form when it is small w a double t and the symbol is W. The next one is linear momentum. Linear momentum is defined as mass into velocity, linear velocity. So mass is m and linear velocity is L T to the power minus 1. Velocity L T to the power minus 1. So what is the dimension of linear momentum? Dimensional formula m L T to the power minus 1. So So what will be the SI unit? kg, then meter per second. Alright. Again, you know that according to here I am writing it. Please do not write that one, just for your understanding. From the second equation of motion, you can write that force is equal to, you can write this, no? Force is equal to, you have done it, that m into v minus u by t. So you see, momentum is equal to force into time. So that's why another unit is Newton second. Alright. So that one, force is equal to m into v u minus m within bracket v minus u by t. When you are writing, then another unit is coming, Newton second. So linear momentum, this kg meter per second or Newton second. Then last one is kinetic energy. Now you know kinetic energy, how we write? Half mass into velocity square. I hope you can remember, half mv square. 10th standard you have done it already. So half has no unit, isn't it? No dimension. So you can write for m, mass m, then velocity square. So what is velocity? L t to the power minus 1 whole square. So what are you getting? M L square t to the power minus 2. So you can write it as kg meter square second to the power minus 2. Again, you know, kinetic energy is measured by work done. So SI unit of energy and work done are same. So you can write it as joule also. Joule or J as the symbol. Alright. Now, here when you are considering the SI unit, remember, these are the base unit. Alright, SI base unit, and these are the SI unit. So sometimes you may get the question like this. Write down the SI base unit of work done. Alright, if the term base unit is there, then definitely you should not write as joule. SI base unit means you have to write the unit of work done as kg meter square second to the power minus 2. But if it comes, write the SI unit of kinetic energy, then you will write down joule. Okay, so this is an important point, you must remember it. So as this is the already you have done in 9th standard, but I cannot hope that you can remember it till now. So at least this table everyone should practice it. You must note it down in the study material copy, means the classwork notebook, and you must practice it also in the rough notebook. Dimensional formula and SI unit of all the quantities. Next one is potential energy. Now for potential energy, you know what is the formula? mgh. Alright, m stands for mass. G is the acceleration due to gravity. Now here you see the acceleration may be produced by any force. Okay, but acceleration, the dimensional formula for acceleration will always be same. And then h stands for height. So let us substitute then the formula. Mass is m. Then acceleration is L t to the power minus 2 and height is L again. So what is the dimensional formula for potential energy? mL square t to the power minus 2. So what will be the SI unit? kg meter square. L is meter, time is second, so s to the power minus 2. Again you can write it as joule or J. Okay. Next one is pressure. Pressure we define it as the thrust per unit area. How we can say? Normal force or thrust per unit area. So what is the dimension of force? mL t to the power minus 2. Again you know area is L square. Okay, so what are you getting? It will be m, then L it is 1 and it is minus 2. So L to the power 1 minus 2 means how much? Minus 1, and then t to the power minus 2. Okay, so you can write it as kg m to the power minus 1 s to the power minus 2. Again, you know that SI unit of pressure, it is known as Pascal. This is also name of the physicist. That's why P small, PASCAL, and when you are writing the symbol, then P should be big. But we write PA for Pascal. Then next one is impulse. Impulse, you can write it as force into time. Impulse is actually the change in momentum, or you can write it as force into time. So impulse, how you can write? Force is mLt to the power minus 2, time is t, so how much you are getting? mLt to the power minus 1. Okay, so what is the this one SI unit of impulse? It will be kg meter to s to the power minus 1. Now just try to remember, in the previous one only we have done linear momentum is also kg meter per second. So you can write this one, or you can write directly the unit of force is Newton and time is second. So Newton second. Alright, now here you can put a small hyphen between Newton and second. Alright, then that will be easy for you. Otherwise, a space should be there between Newton and second. So that's why I always prefer that you put a hyphen between Newton and second. Then, what is moment of a force? I hope you can remember. Moment of a force is force multiplied by perpendicular distance of force from the axis of rotation. Now here you don't have to write perpendicular distance of force from the axis of rotation, because we have to bother only about the dimensional formula. So that's why you can write it as perpendicular distance only. It is enough here. Force is ml, then what is the dimensional formula of force? ml t to the power minus 2, and perpendicular distance means again L. So you are getting ml square t to the power minus 2. So you can write it as kg meter square s to the power minus 2, or you can write it as Newton meter. But already in 10th standard also I said that whenever it is a moment of a force, then Newton meter should not be written as joule. Okay, strictly you have to follow that. That moment of a force SI unit can never be written in place of Newton meter as joule. Okay, because the definition of joule and Newton into meter, they are not actually giving us the same concept, same thing. So here Newton meter can never be written as joule for moment of a force. SI unit of moment of force is Newton meter. The next one is force constant of spring. Alright, now I hope you can remember. Just I am showing here that suppose there is a spring, and if you and mass attached to it, if you just pull the spring in this direction and you release it, then what happen? A restoring force. Okay, that one in 10th standard we have done. Restoring force act on the spring, which helps the spring to restore its original configuration. Alright, and we have done this also. Restoring force is given by F is equal to K into X. Alright, so this K is the spring constant. So you see, spring constant, you can write it as force divided by X is the change in length. Alright, what is X? X is the change in length. Okay, so what is the dimensional formula? What will be the dimensional formula for force constant of a spring? It will be mL to the power minus 2 divided by change in length, means L. So you are getting mt to the power minus 2. Alright, and what will be the SI unit then? It is kg second square, kg s to the power minus 2. Or you can write it as Newton, force is Newton and length is meter. So n m to the power minus 1. Okay, so this is one of the important dimension, because you see it is here in this one, L is not there. Okay, so you must try to learn and remember this one. The next one is stress. So what is stress? First try to understand. We know that whenever we want to change the shape of a body, then what we do generally, we apply a force on the body. The force, what it does, it deforms the body. Clear? Now, when after deforming the body, if you just leave the body to itself, then what happens? You have seen that if the applied force is not very high, you will see that the body will regain its original configuration. So why the body is regaining its original configuration? Because an internal force develops within the body due to the property of elasticity, and that internal force developed within the body helps the body to regain its original configuration. So that's why we consider stress as the internal force developed per unit area. Alright, so here you see I said verbally internal force developed per unit area, but I wrote force per area because here we need only the dimension. Okay, so what kind of force and what kind of area, that you may not have to mention. So stress is what? Internal force developed per unit area, means simply force per area. And you see here pressure and force per area, stress also the same thing, no? So dimension of pressure and stress will be the same. So here you see what is the dimension of force? ml t to the power minus 2. What is the dimension of area? L squared. So how much you are getting? ml to the power minus 1 t to the power minus 2. So you can write it as kg m to the power minus 1 s to the power minus 2, or you can write it as Pascal because it is also force per unit area. Okay, then what is strain? Strain means it is change in the quantity divided by the original quantity. So there are actually three kinds of strain. Longitudinal strain means change in length by original length. Then volumetric strain means change in volume divided by volume. And then next one is shearing stress or strain, shearing strain, and that one is change in the shape divided by the original one. Okay, so this last kind of strain, when I will discuss in the elasticity chapter, I will discuss in details. Now here only thing, the formula what is we use for strain is, you can write it like this: change in length divided by original length. So here you see what is change in length, it will be L only, and what is the original length? L only. So what are you getting? That it has no dimension. So strain has no dimension. Is that clear? So strain has no unit also. This is the point you have to remember. So that's why it is important. That strain is a dimensionless quantity. Alright? Strain is a dimensionless quantity. It has no dimension. It has no unit. Because it is a ratio. For pure ratio, you know that pure ratio has no unit. So like that strain, as it is the ratio of the same quantity, that's why it has no dimension, no unit. The next one is coefficient of elasticity. Alright, if it is not clear, I am just verbally saying, you please note it down. Coefficient of elasticity. Coefficient of elasticity, we define it stress by strain. Alright, how we define coefficient of elasticity? Stress by strain. Now here you see it is so fantastic that strain has no unit. So what will be the dimensional formula of coefficient of elasticity? Same as that of stress. And what is the dimensional formula for stress? It is m dimensional formula for stress is ml to the power minus 1 T to the power minus 2. So what will be the this one SI unit? It will be kg m to the power minus 1 T to the power minus 2. S to the power minus 2. kg m to the power minus 1 and s to the power minus 2, or you can write it as Pascal also, because it is same as that of the stress. Alright, so new quantities and formulas you are getting, so please you learn it and practice it, otherwise you won't be able to remember the dimensional formulae.